Hello everybody, welcome back to my Let's Play of MajorMinor, the Complete Edition on Steam. When we last left off, we were getting told some pretty interesting information by Righty and discovering that Keela is here with us on this parallel dimension to Earth. So let's get back into it. There we go. Yes. Okay. What do I believe? Who do I believe? Who do I side with? Ah, this was it. We had to make a choice. So there's two choices: siding with Righty and Keela, or siding with Endymion and Conrad. We're gonna go ahead and go with the assassins for this. Let me just make a quick note here that we went with... This was file save 13, puts us at this important choice. Alright, we're gonna go with Endymion and Conrad. It's not easy for me to break the news to them, especially since I'm staring them in the face. But I let them know that I trust Endymion and Conrad. Righty will remember that. Sorry, Righty. They stare at me, their gazes like knives. They try to cut through my resolve, but they can't. Of course, they don't know the real reason I'm here. I'm performing reconnaissance for the man in the Ark. This isn't something I could just tell them, nor is it something I would expect them to believe. So for now, they might secretly resent me. Endymion and Conrad had no reason to lie to me, and if the king tried anything heinous towards me, I could just use my power to escape his grasp. There's also the fact that the king trusts them. It would be easy to just walk in and meet him. This was the best course of action for my mission. Were I to go with Righty and Keela, it would be too risky. My personal mission could fail. Righty is free to rescue Kaylin, as I'm sure he will, but my presence was unfortunately required elsewhere. I'm afraid it's too late, Keela. Your friend is under the king's spell too. I don't know about that, Righty. I think she's smart. Perhaps she's planning something on her own. I'm still your friend, Elsina. I wouldn't drop you over something so small. I can't say the same for Righty, though. No harm will befall your friend by my hand. However, I will be unable to protect them. My focus now lies in rescuing Kaylin. That's a shame. Righty would be a great ally to have. If he were to protect me, there's nothing I'd fear. Alas, this was not going to happen. At least, not yet. Although, I'm sure Endymion and Conrad were strong. And we had strength in numbers, not just strength. I guess you aren't the type to see reason. You should go back upstairs to your friends. Keela and I have much to discuss. It's truly a shame, though. My plight fell on deaf ears. I feel like he's ordering me rather than requesting. I should probably go back upstairs before he bursts. I can tell he's angry, but I can see him holding back. I don't know how to react to this. I still trust you, though. I'll see you later, if I have the time. But I guess Righty wants me to stay. Apparently we have some planning to do. But this isn't the last you'll see of me. I nod. I don't want to be on Righty's bad side. Right now, the best course of action is to leave. Elsina. My ears perk up as Righty says my name. He interrupts me just as I'm about to turn away. I sense that you still hold great honor. If you change your mind, I will welcome you. And if we meet as enemies in the future, I will not use lethal means to subdue you. Wow, he's great at making people feel safe. At least he won't kill me if we ever end up fighting. Follow me, Keela. The two of them walk deeper into the cellar. Keela looks at me once before leaving me behind. I feel like I just cut off an important avenue. Hopefully my choice delivers me no regret. That internal debate fills my mind. I doubt what happened as I slowly ascend the stairs. When I get back upstairs, I notice how loud it is. The tavern definitely became more lively since I left. The place is absolutely littered with patrons. They all look incredibly happy amongst themselves. Much better than the faces I saw them wear earlier. At this moment, it seems that Tara doesn't need saving. Of course, that feeling was ephemeral, as most are. I realize the happiness is most likely from the drink. Each of them holds an overflowing stein in their hands. They seem to not care how much they're spilling. I try and figure out my next course of action. I should probably go talk to Endymion and Conrad. They probably have some questions about Righty. And I'm curious to see if they got their mail. That, and if they filed my papers correctly. I'm sure they got their mail from Kaylin. I didn't fully believe Righty's little story. Well, even if there wasn't any mail, I'm sure there was a logical explanation. Hey there. Surprised at all the people? I nod. People seem to forget what we are. At night, we turn into a watering hole. No immigration papers to be found. Not that it bothers me, of course. Everyone is on some journey of their own. We cater to every type of person. People who've come a long way to be here, or people who still have a long way to go. Anyways, I saw you go downstairs. You must have had a chat with Righty. I nod once more. He always has something to say, that one. Sometimes I think he's just bored. He sits around all day on his own. Do you want to come have a drink? Me and Fidget were about to sit down. There's something we should talk about. Honestly, I forgot what I was doing for PB's voice. I'm so sorry. This is like a little bit of a difference. It's been a while since the last episode I've recorded. We have our own special table, so we don't need to wait for any vacancies. He points to a table near the corner of the tavern. I see Fidget sitting down. He's talking to himself. I shrug and say sure. I didn't have anything to lose. Great. Oh, and one more thing. While you're here, you drink for free. He starts walking towards the table, and I follow. I wave to Endymion and Conrad as I pass them. I just want them to know that I'm not ignoring them. They wave back with a nervous look on their faces. When we arrive at the table, I promptly sit down. I yawn loudly and stretch my arms. Hopefully, I can just relax for a while now. I haven't gotten to do much of that lately. Hey again, Elsina. I sit there and wait for him to hold out his hand, but he doesn't do it this time. Interesting. So, I heard you're the savior or something? And that's why you're meeting Velasquez? That is so cool. I wish I was important like that. I haven't seen the king since I was little. Glance over at PB. So he told Fidget? Endymion and Conrad surely wanted him to keep it secret. I guess that PB is the type to, talk. I'll need to keep that in mind for the future. Hey, don't look at me like that. Don't condemn me for telling Fidget. That's my best friend, you know. And besides, what kind of threat is he? It's not like he could ever hurt somebody. That's my brother. I trust him forever. Fair enough. Dropping it for now. We had something to talk about, remember? I didn't take you over here to judge me. This is more like the PB I saw earlier. Easily angered and extremely defensive. Are you gonna let me talk to you or not? I surrender and apologize for derailing the subject. Thank you. So, if we could get back on track, I need to talk to you about Righty. I know that you two talked in the cellar. And I'm pretty sure I know what happened. He hates King Velasquez with a passion. This is one of the reasons I dislike Righty. That hatred totally clouds his judgment. Let me guess. Wanted to expose the king. Said he had some sort of evil plan. I nod. That was actually an apt summary. Even if I didn't really believe his story. I'm going to lay this right out there. Velasquez has never hurt anybody. We've only known peace under his reign. Well, except for, I'll get there, Fidget. Just hold on. History of his rule goes back millennia. He's nothing but altruistic. I know that Righty is strong and smart, but on that matter alone, he is biased. And I really have no idea why. Fidget and I owe Velasquez so much. I don't know why he hired those assassins, but I trust his judgment unconditionally. I guess Peewee doesn't know they've always worked for him. He thinks that they're new to Velasquez's employ. I won't reveal this to him. It seems to be a secret. I wonder if their relationship had to do with this. And Damien and Conrad did mention they were almost a trio. Perhaps Velasquez did something to make him back out. I think Righty mentioned some sort of litmus test? Hey, you there? PB snaps his fingers as if to jerk me out of reverie. I'm trying to talk to you here. It's rude to stop paying attention. He's right, and I apologize once more. This whole situation just gets more and more confusing. I don't know whose side is the right side. Now, if you'll let me continue. Righty used to work for Velasquez. What? Really? And I don't mean casually or anything. Righty was Velasquez's go-to man. That's a surprise to me. I wonder what caused him to turn so drastically. There was an incident about 10 years ago. Me and Fidget were very young. Velasquez called it the Exodus Project. Exodus. That name seems eerily familiar to me. I guess I need to explain Terra some more, or else the story won't really make sense. I forgot that you were new here for a bit. Terra is extremely open to immigration. We offer people a second chance on our soil, to start anew or to escape harm. But once they arrive, they're kind of stuck here. Leaving Terra is impossible. Impossible? That's what makes us special. We're something like a one-way street. Still better than your world, though. I heard that you have no open connections. I'm not sure how you even survive. That's a good question, actually. Anyway, back to the Exodus Project. It was an attempt to open our connection. Velasquez wanted to let people leave. If people could come and go as they please, Terra would flourish for an eternity. No more overpopulation or famine. That, and Velasquez could expand. Sounds like a universal domination. No more would he rule over just Terra. He could rule the entire galaxy, for sure. Of course, it didn't go as planned. One look around could easily tell you that. It was a huge disaster. People died. Either that, or they got stranded in space. Our mother was one of these people. Ooh. Velasquez wanted only the smartest on Terra. Unfortunately, they suffered the most. We lost some of our key public figures. But we know that Mom is out there. She'll come back one day. She has to. She was so smart. Fidget exclaims this with pride. She's smart enough to find her way back. I don't care how far she ended up. I'm being patient. I'll even wait forever. Righty was close to our mom. You could say he felt responsible for her disappearance. Especially since he helped Velasquez out. Velasquez needed to fix his public image. He needed to show people that he cared. There was some heat on him after all this. So he funded the creation of our tavern and tasked Righty with building it. Around 10 years ago, we weren't here. Wait, so Velasquez was the true owner of this tavern? And he got Righty to build it from the ground up? That was a really impressive feat. I'm stunned. Velasquez wanted to create a landmark. One of galactic proportions, I mean. So the people knew how to get back home. He wanted word of Terra to spread. He wanted everyone to know about the tavern. Eventually, the lost ones would hear of it. And that's the reason we run this place. We hope that one day, Mom will come back. Maybe she'll walk through that door. That's what keeps us going. With every second, she gets closer. She's going to be so proud of me. I've grown really big since she left. And I'm learning to be good at chores. You're doing a great job, Fidget. That's what I wanted to tell you, anyways. I don't think Velasquez is up to anything. At least, nothing like Righty believes. At first, the scope of this place was clear. But over time, its reason was lost. Now we're just a plain bar and office. As this happened, Righty changed too. He got less and less interested in waiting. Perhaps he lost hope, assuming Mom was... Hey, don't say that! It's not true! Sorry. So, Righty has a few reasons to hate. But we don't know what the real one is. I try pressing him for it all the time. But he just says he can't tell me. Something about being a man of honor. But he never leaves the tavern or our side. I think he wants to make it up to us. Even though I forgave him long ago. A man of honor, huh? Righty said that earlier when we were in the cellar. When I asked him why he didn't become an assassin. Could that have to do with all of this? The more time he spent here at the tavern, the more he hated King Velasquez. It grew and grew over a long period of time. And that's all there is to it, really. His hatred seems to transcend everything, no matter how much good Velasquez has done. And that is a lot of good. I'm sure you can agree with me. Are we just going to overlook the fact that the whole reason of the Exodus project was possibly hostile takeovers of other planets in the galaxy so that he could rule the galaxy? We're just going to overlook that fact. Because I'm going with King Velasquez is very obviously the bad guy here. I mean, just look at this tavern. This tavern does not excuse the fact that he wanted to take over the galaxy. And couldn't, thankfully. And it's probably what he's going to try to use me for. Indeed, Velasquez seems like a very nice ruler. He owned up to and corrected his mistakes. Doing something like that is very noble. Definitely a mentality befitting that of a king. In the very least, I'm glad PB told this to me. It solidified in my mind that Righty wasn't correct. He may have gotten tequila, but I know who to trust. Endymion and Conrad will help me succeed in Terra. Let's push matters of the past aside. I have my own theory on the future. Whatever it is that makes you special, I think I know what Velasquez wants. He wants to helm another Exodus project, so he can take over the galaxy. Whoa, really? You're being hailed as a savior. I have no doubt in my mind. He used that term in the past as well. Before the first Exodus project, he promised that Terra would be saved. I'd say you have a long journey ahead. I guess it's only fitting you came here. The Wayfarer's Tavern, I mean. I hope your journey is swift and safe. I hope that's the case as well. Though Righty tried to make me sway from my path. It didn't work, but I hope it never happened again. And I hope they were able to rescue Kaylin. I didn't really believe his entire story. But Kaylin was in jail. That much was certain. I decided to ask PB about his thoughts on Lord Player. Well, some people don't like immigration. They think it's harming Terra irreparably. Lord Player is just one of those men. I can see where he's coming from, but he seeks a total severance. The Exodus project was more admirable. Life in an unconnected world? I'm not sure why Player wants that. It seems like it would be impossible. No offense, of course. I'm sure they made it work back on Earth. Then taken, and he knows about Earth? Am I missing something here? In fact, Terra was odd for me. We just have some cultural differences. Well, thanks for listening to me anyways. I didn't mean to talk for so long. I'll let you get back to your friends. When he says friends, he looks to Endymion and Conrad. I smile and thank him for the chat before leaving. As soon as I stand up, I look toward the assassins. They seem to be in deep conversation amongst themselves. But as I'm sure it involves me, I walk towards them. When I arrive at the table, I promptly sit down. I sure have a lot to tell these two, especially with what just happened in the cellar. I look at both of them as they sit across from me. An awkward silence ensues and they display worry. Did I miss something on their end as well? Takes a moment before the silence is broken. Well, aren't you getting popular? Looks like you have quite the following. I'm not sure how to take that. That was uncalled for, Conrad. They can make as many friends as they want. Besides, the more, the merrier. We might be here longer than we thought. What? Well, Endymion went to check the mail. It might as well have been lined with dust. There's nothing in there. Nothing at all. I'm afraid it's true. That's just what Righty expected. I'm worried this isn't a good sign. Conrad here is jumping to conclusions. I prefer to think of things more logically. He seems to think Kaylin is in danger. What else could it mean? He's failed to execute mission parameters. That definitely means something is wrong. It could just mean a simple change of plans. That happens all the time, Conrad. Remember the line of work we're in. You sure about that? Well, no. Exactly. Endymion has it all wrong. He thinks we should take you to Velasquez, even if Kaylin's life is clearly in danger. Twisting my words as usual. I only said it would be logical. We can't just go attacking Player's home. Our cover would be blown. He'd know our true allegiance. The smear campaign would go on to fail. Velasquez will lose the throne, Conrad. We'd fail everything he wants us to do. We can't break our mission parameters. Urgh. Well, I think that... I decided to cut him off right there. I could end their senseless bickering immediately. Huh? I tell them what Righty said to me in the cellar. They don't need to worry about Kaylin right now. Righty is mounting his own little rescue mission. They can take me straight to Velasquez. Oh, you have got to be kidding me. He must know some of what we plan. I didn't know he still used spies. I let them know that Kalen was the spy here, as well as what Righty wants to do with him. He had been spying on them and Velasquez all along. Well, we knew Kalen was a mercenary, sorry. But we didn't know he was Righty's. I need something to drink. And he was spying on us all along? Damn. I honestly didn't expect that at all. The rally was the first time we saw Kalen. To know he was undercover for that long? Righty must know about the ritual then. And he must know all about you, too. How did I not recognize Kalen? If he truly did spy on Velasquez. Well, he must have been in disguise. That boy is definitely a prodigy. I tell them what Righty said. How Velasquez wanted Kalen to starve to death. That's why he used the rally to get him imprisoned. Kalen had dug up some royal secrets while undercover. Propaganda. Velasquez would never do that. And yet our mailbox remains empty. Conrad, you can't possibly believe this. I'm sure Righty's efforts will be fruitless. Either way, he'll attack Player for us. We're lucky, even if we were being played. If Kalen is fine, he'll look foolish. But if for some reason he's in danger, well, I doubt that Velasquez is involved. Velasquez would never want a boy to die, especially not a young and skilled one. Or would he? What? You seem to forget about our history. Mainly the origins of our little guild. And you also seem to forget our jobs. We kill those who oppose Velasquez. Are those who threaten his reign? Conrad, you got a good head on your shoulders. We might not be killing the Lord Player, but that doesn't completely absolve us. Especially not from our little test. I wonder if Velasquez has joined our ranks. He could be doing some killing of his own. He wouldn't do such a thing. Velasquez is an honorable man. Honorable enough to hire assassins, yeah. And Kalen would die by starvation alone. So Velasquez's hands would remain clean. I'm not about to turn against the king. But what if he had his own agenda? It's not such an outrageous thought, Indy. He's capable of hiding things from us. Especially if Kalen knows secret stuff. Everybody has something they need to hide. And what would that be? How would I know? He'd be hiding it. That was a pretty stupid question, Indy. Damien slams his fist on the table. And as I've said before, think logically. These accusations are extremely outlandish. Did I not say that Righty would do this? Subterfuge, exactly as I thought. He wants us to be having this conversation. I guess you're right. Sorry for that line of thought. You should be. Insubordination is a vile thing, Conrad. I didn't think you were capable of it. Damien takes 2 keys out of his pocket. He places them on the table. One in front of me, and one in front of Conrad. The one he places in front of me says 23 on it. Respectfully, I am ending this discussion. I got PB'd to rent us a room for the night. He'll place it on our growing tab. But trust me, it'll be pocket change. Especially after we deliver the Savior. We depart in the morning. Rest well. If Velasquez asks us why we're late, well, we'll have to blame it on Righty. I'll be at your door as the sun rises. He gets up and leaves without another word. I'm sorry for the way he talks sometimes. I don't think he knows what logic means. It doesn't mean sucking up to our king. Where I come from, you doubt everybody. And you don't draw the line at your boss. especially if they rely on your skill. More reason for them to butter you up. Let me give you one piece of advice, and this is my creed, so don't judge me. The closer you let somebody get to you, the faster they can stab you in the back. I don't believe in friendship. A friend will always become an enemy. You just haven't set them off yet. It's not like I want this to be true, but I've seen it happen so many times, especially in our line of work. A friend is such a fleeting thing, but an enemy, you remember forever. Stunning how fast that transition can be. That's why I try not to make friends. They're really all just potential Is he an edgelord? Starting to get some edgelord vibes here, and then instead of, a practical assassin. Except for you. You seem different. Of course, I'm special. I'm the protagonist. Perhaps it's an earthling thing. Or perhaps you're special. He rubs his arm nervously. I didn't mean to lecture you. I apologize, Alcina. I told him there's no need to apologize. And in fact, I asked him to continue. I was interested in learning about their pasts. Especially more about their relation to Righty. Really? Thought you'd want me to shut up. You really are something else, He lets out a soft smile. Me and Endymion go way back. We knew each other before we teamed up. I kind of hate that story, though. He'll have to tell you that one. It makes me seem weak and boring. But if you want to know about Righty, well, I can tell you a lot about that guy. About 10 years ago, there was an incident. Velasquez helmed some sort of big project. Instead of helping, it was a huge failure. He ended up getting a lot of hate for this. There were people who wanted him out. From the throne, or even from living. He must be talking about the Exodus project. Terra's attempt to open its connection to other worlds. Velasquez needed a more militant approach. He was usually passive, but not anymore. He did have Righty as his hired guard, but protection just wasn't enough anymore. He needed to wipe out insurrection. Stopped attempts at regicide before they began. That's why he formed the Assassin's Guild. Originally, Righty was supposed to lead. He was supposed to recruit 2 others. That's when he found me and Endymion. We got an audience with Velasquez. We were meant to be a triumvirate. We were supposed to ensure his reign. And we were all placed above the law. Velasquez knows what's best for Terra. A new ruler would just screw things up. We weren't put into action for a while. During that time, this tavern was built. Righty built it, actually. Velasquez wanted to win over the people. Then he'd be able to plan things freely. Everyone was reveling over this place. It left us free to do what we needed. Velasquez is a genius, I'll admit. But before he put us in the field, we had to complete an entrance exam. Something we did to show our fealty. This is what Righty told me about earlier. He said he couldn't do it and had to back out. You need to realize before I tell you this, I was young and stupid. I didn't know the world like they did. They were fully grown men at this point. I was just a clueless teenager. I only knew it was right to follow my peers. So, let me put it this way. We had to prove we were worthy assassins. And what else would we do but kill? Velasquez wasn't satisfied with just anyone. We had to show that we held no remorse. That we killed with no hesitation at all. I'm not liking where this is going. To that end, he researched our pasts. He came up with very specific targets. Somehow, he thought this was a good idea. He had us kill our friends and family. He had us kill those we were close to. Those we would even call lovers. But I don't make friends, remember? In this situation, I got off easy. But Endymion had those connections. I watched him kill the people he loved, all in an effort to win over our king. But this is where Righty ran away. He was close to PB and Fidget by now, that is why. Choosing his targets was easy for Velasquez, but he couldn't do it. Not at all. He broke down and ran away in an instant. I never thought he'd be the type to run. He sought shelter in this tavern. That's kind of ironic, don't you think? The same tavern that Velasquez funded. And he barely leaves the rabbits alone. He thinks they might be targeted again. Well, that's fair. That someone will do what he couldn't. I have no idea how to respond to this story. It was definitely the last thing I expected to hear. We all swore to uphold our honor. We'd said we'd never tell anyone about this. But I guess I might lack the honor. I know that you won't repeat this. I trust you with this information. I don't think you're the type to talk. Now you know about our past with Righty, and why I don't fully trust Velasquez. Fair point. He's got a good head on his shoulders. It's possible that he wants Kaylin dead. Anyway, I'll let you get your rest. Please don't hold my actions against me. I don't. I was young back then and stupid. It sounds like he didn't have to kill anybody. It was the other two who did. Which makes me question the other two. Well, Righty didn't kill anybody, so I guess there's no reason to question Righty. But Endymion... Wow, that is either blind loyalty or something else. He gets up and leaves, not saying another word. It's probably for the best. I'm at a loss too. I have no idea how to take any of what he just said. It's hard to get a read on anybody in Terra. Just when I think I know them, this happens. I almost can't believe what I just heard. Was siding against Righty the right thing to do? I keep this conflict in my head. Best to not show doubt to those around me. I noticed a bunch of doors on the second floor. They must be all be rooms for rent. I look for room 23, where I'll be staying. When I eventually find it, there's a drawing on it. It's a stick figure and a rabbit figure holding hands. Both of the figures are smiling. That's really cute. I look a little closer. It's signed by Fidget. I guess he views us as friends? I'm grateful. Given that this is my room, I must be the stick figure. I unlock the door and take a deep breath as I enter. Finally, I'll have some time to relax. I feel like this is a major victory. But all it really is the calm before the storm. Ooh, do we get to save? Nope, we don't get to save. Alright. Later that night, in the privacy of the wine cellar, I have to say, I'm really glad you helped. Destroying the mail was a great idea. Now they'll attack Lord Player for sure. Or at least it'll make Righty do the same. Players' days are now numbered either way. Thank you very much for your help. But about this savior in your midst, that was kept a secret even from me. It could be a great contingency plan. I didn't think you'd sell them out, though. How do you think they'd feel about that? I don't need you to lecture me, Riley. I'm old enough to make my own choices. You won't get a reaction out of me here. Very well. You'll get your money soon. I'll have it delivered in a day or two. Perhaps you can buy Fidget a present. Whoop. Money. We didn't do this for money, Riley. You said you had information about Mother. I did? You must be mistaken, PB. Get things written down in the future. It ensures you won't get cheated. You bastard! Now, I didn't say you wouldn't get it. So, you want information on your mom, huh? Then I have another task you can do for me. Not yet. I'm not finished with this. Why do you want Lord Player on a hit list? I thought he was your boss, your friend. Of course he's not my friend. You're right about being my boss, though. But I hate that man. He's a stepping stone. He's snagging up all the votes for me. When he's gone, I'll take his campaign. And then the king's throne will be mine. And if he's killed by Righty, or even if the assassins get him, more reason to have them all executed. What is the next task? In order to learn about my mother. I'll tell you soon enough, PB. As I mentioned, I have a contingency plan. So if you excuse me, I'll be in touch. I don't like this at all. He lied to us, PB. Yeah, he did. He probably doesn't know anything about Mom. I bet he was just using us for his benefit. Yeah, he was. Don't worry, Fidget. He'll get what's coming to him. Really? You think so? Yeah, evil men always do. Would you like to save your game? Yes, I would. And with that, I am going to end today's episode here, everyone. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll be back again soon with another episode of Major Minor. Thank you.